know, okay? But in the great words of Muhammad Ali, if you have 1,000 snakes coming down an aisle straight to you, and you need to close the door, but you know 300 snakes are good.
Mm-hmm.
They mean right by you. But are you supposed to let in all 1,000 snakes based on those 300 that promise you, we good. All we want to do is live right and eat rats. That's it. Like, no. You're going to close the door. Because those other 700, those 300 are not going to protect you from them.
Yeah.
They're not.
Jersey sound. Be easy. Yeah. Sauce. They ain't got no sauce. It's caliente, make it hot. I'm a J-pop nigga. Stay sharp nigga. Malcolm X, Pringle, this some Adolf Hitler.
What's going on, Bluntiz? It's your boy Desaline.
This is Farrell. What is going on today? We have a special. I want to know, are you ready? Are you ready, Bluntiz? Let me know.
Let's hope the Bluntiz are ready for this one. This is what's happening most recently, man. It's
home turf.
It's something I guess we could say is unheard of. It hasn't happened in however many years, many decades. It has to do with the immigration crisis that's going on right now, Bluntiz. So apparently Texas doesn't trust the federal government anymore.
Nope.
Because they are saying that they're doing a terrible job at protecting the southern border from illegal immigrants, and they took it upon themselves to do it themselves. This right here is on USA Today. 25 states with Republican governors signed letter supporting Texas in border control fight. Now, what that means is the president is warning Texas. They're going back and forth because they're like, hey, look, since you guys, Texas is like, since you guys were doing a terrible job, we're going to take over. And the president's like, nah, it's over for that. Let us take back over this shit. And it's a back and forth. The president even threatened, right? He was like, yo, listen, you got 24 hours before shit starts to get serious, which is basically threatening a civil war almost, no?
Yeah. But you know what's more interesting on that is, I'm not going to read you the entire 25, but I'll just give you guys a little glimpse of it. You've got Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Mississippi, things of that nature. But guess what? Obviously, Jersey's not on there. It's pretty scary, though, man. It makes you think, like, okay, where's everybody's heads when things start hitting the fan? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've never seen nothing like this in my lifetime.
No.
Yo, you know what's crazy? We live, like, our generation, we're like living through some of the craziest times,
Yes.
the craziest technology, the things that exist right now. Me and you probably wouldn't predicted it 5 years ago or 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why would the president be having beef with a state that's trying to protect its southern borders? That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot that we could go deep into with that.
You know what's interesting about that is some people are saying that this is actually something that is designed for it to work out this entire way. That the president may be committing treason in some way, and he's with this invasion that's going on right now. There's about 9,600 migrants that cross here a day.
Per day.
Mind you, right? They're undocumented. We don't know if they're carrying viruses. We don't know if they're carrying any diseases. We don't know if they have some cases of where pedophilia was involved. We don't know who these people are.
You don't have their criminal history.
Yeah, we don't know the criminal history on these people. So it's terrifying to know that there's a whole bunch of people who are crossing the borders and we don't know who they are, man. To be honest with you, as an American, it's quite terrifying, to say the least.
It definitely is a little terrifying, because now it gets towards an uncomfortable place, right?
Yeah.
As Americans, or as any citizen in any country, you're okay with people from other countries coming to your countries as long as it's in the right way.
Exactly.
Us, personally, I know we talked about this before, But I remember the smoke that came from the buildings in 9/11. I remember how it smelled. I remember watching people jump out the buildings. I remember all of that vividly. So when it comes to these types of things, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. You understand what I'm saying?
Me too.
And I'm not saying we don't want people to come into the country, but you have to come into the country what? Legally, right? Of course, it doesn't always happen that way. But right now, the situation that it's in, with all the pressure that's going on around the world, like we volunteers, we're basically on the verge of a world war, if that makes any sense. You got the Ukraine war, you got the Taiwan war with China, you got the war that America just dropped bombs with UK out in, what was that? I forget the name of the town, but they dropping bombs over.
Are you talking about the thing that happened with Yemen?
Yeah, in Yemen. So, and it was response because of what's going on in Palestine and Israel.
Yeah,
it's a lot going on. So with all of these pressures from around the world, and where United States is in the United Nations, right, saying, "Hey, we support Israel," but most of the world doesn't. That paints us as Americans as enemies of the world.
Yes.
So, given that as a fact, if you have close to 22 illegal immigrants coming into the state, a good portion of them might have bad intentions.
And what's most interesting about what you're saying right now is considering all of our military personnel, most of them are fighting wars across the seas. So you've got not too many people here protecting the United States. So you've got all of our military personnel out there in the Middle East, right? Scattered around the entire world, and we're left with pretty much nothing.
Well, I think that there's army bases all over the world. There's army bases in Africa. There's army bases just in certain places. I mean, that's what NATO is, right? It's allowing United States to be in certain parts of the world, whether it be to help or whatever it may be. I don't want to get into what they do around the world, but I believe there are some military people that are stationed here in the United States, training in different places. What I wanted to bring up was this, right? A statistic, if that makes any sense, because some states right now they're basically pushing for the fact that, hey, even if you're a legal immigrant, we're gonna find a place for you to stay here, if that makes any sense.
Using taxpayers' money, right?
Yes, which if that does happen, okay, because sometimes some of these people are coming from places where it was really pretty bad,
which is okay,
and that's all right. But here's something that was interesting, right?
Let me have it.
A storage hub analysis of 2022 census data revealed there were 33 states where more people moved into than left, while 18 states lost more residents than they gained. The top 5 states that Americans moved out of were Alaska, New York, Illinois, California, and Wyoming. Why is this important? New York and California are taking in more illegal migrants because increasingly the amount of people exiting their state. So we're talking about states that realize that, damn, we have people leaving. Let's take some of these illegals in real quick to get our population back up. Even though they might be the poor, like much more of a poorer class, they still need citizens. I don't know why, but I feel like there's some connection right there. This is where you get into the conspiracies right here, but I feel like there's some connections within that place right there.
Let me piggyback off of you. Tucker Carlson actually said that Yale University released a study by 3 liberal researchers who concluded that the actual numbers of the illegal migrants are not, because at first they calculated to 11 million, but in fact it's up to 22 million. Now, let's just think about what you just said. Now, imagine you have millions of illegal migrants coming to places like California, New York, and they're taking up all the spaces, like you said. these are the same people, mind you. The Democratic Party is now. They called for a policy for the legalization of illegals in this country for citizen voting rights.
That sounds crazy.
So we're talking about, okay, you're talking about Democrats, right? Mm-hmm. Illegal, because you know they when they come to this country, it's a fact that they vote more Democrat. Now, who's a Democrat? Who's in the Democratic Party as of right now? Joe Biden. So one might say like, is this a plan to get more illegal migrants into the country just so that
they can vote?
They can vote for this next presidential election.
By the way, is that
that's
like,
a fact?
No, I'm saying, did they push it through? Because I know they were trying to, but sometimes you got the other parts of the party like, nah, we're not letting that happen. Has it been pushed through yet?
I'm not too sure, but I think it's still in motion as of right now.
Okay.
Before we end this, I'll definitely clear that up for us.
Okay. So that's diabolical right there. That's one.
That's
right?
insane.
And I mean, they won't even let convicts vote. That's the crazy part about it. They won't. How you gonna do that? So you gonna anyway. So, and here's the thing, Luntiz, like, it's a fine line between being prejudiced and racist versus being safe and understanding the politics of what's going on, right? You can't lie and say, hey, we're doing this out of the goodness of our hearts. No. While bombing several places around the world.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense. You got to use your own mind.
Yeah,
man.
because we're not coming from a place of, we're obviously we're Americans, but we have Haitian backgrounds. So we understand how important it is to sometimes leave a country that less fortunate and come to a country where you can gain opportunities. So we're not against people coming to this country, but what we're against is undocumented people coming from this country. Because I hear that a lot. They be like, "Oh, this is another plot to stop the brown people from entering this country." We obviously no one cares about that.
Yeah.
You know, we don't care about that because we understand. You know, a lot of the jobs that are being done today are by brown people. We're not gonna lie. You know, so they play an important part of making this economy run. Right. But what we're not for is illegal people that we don't know who you are coming to this country. Or their
history. Perfect example. Can I play this video?
Go ahead.
Now?
Yeah.
Let me play this video real quick.
This is interesting, guys. Bluntiz, I want you guys to actually hear this.
If you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am.
So Bluntiz, you know, we should be able to put it on the screen when we put it up.
You guys didn't hear that.
But basically, this guy who just said, "If you don't know who I am, soon you will know who I am," right?
That was funny. I'm not gonna.
Nah, I think I did a kind of good job with that dude.
You did a really good job. Yes.
So basically, that guy, his name was Mavsum Samadov, a convicted terrorist and arms dealer. He was at the Texas border, correct?
Yeah.
Just crossed, and some people had cameras and like, "Yo, who are you guys?" Whatever. And this is what he said. Now, am I saying that all of these people are like that? No. Okay? But in the great words of Muhammad Ali, if you have 1,000 snakes coming down an aisle straight to you, and you need to close the door, but you know 300 snakes are good.
Mm-hmm.
They mean right by you. But are you supposed to let in all 1,000 snakes based on those 300 that promise you, you know, we good. All we want to do is live right and eat rats. That's it. Like, no. You're going to close the door because those other 700, those 300 are not going to protect you from them.
Yeah.
They're not. And you have to think logically when it comes to these types of situations. That guy, whatever type of terrorist he is, I'm looking at him as a one-on-one, but how many others do you think? Out of how many? 22 million?
22 million.
22 million mean have ill intent. You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about military-aged men. We're talking about not only, you know, I don't know what country he might have been, or Middle East. But also Chinese.
Yeah.
You have probably whoever else. It doesn't matter what culture they come from, you know what I'm saying? We don't know. but how many of them have ill intent? You know, even over here, we have problems already with people who want to break the law. Of course, we all know somebody that probably, you know, has a parking ticket here or there that's not paid, right? I'm not saying everybody's perfect, but we probably want to stay away from allowing people who potentially can cause very traumatic events on American soil. Mm-hmm. I think that's fair to be worried about. I mean, especially if we all know what that feeling in your chest is, man. When you hear, hey, did you hear what happened over here? It happens all over the world too. And
you know what's strange and unique about this entire thing? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was one of the Arizona politicians found out that they were giving these illegal migrants $5,000. Guys, listen to me. Blunt ears, please listen to what I'm saying. $5,000 on a gift card as entering when you enter the country. You're giving taxpayers money, $5,000 each to each individual. If that's the case, Desaline, how about me and you? We go to Mexico. We cross this damn border about a few times, and then we won't have any.
I can do it, Baba. I can do it. Mexican. I give my 5,000. Give me my 5,000. That's all I need.
Seriously,
okay?
bro. Like, nah, because like how much money?
Yo, it sounds crazy because I put that would be a crazy ass experiment. If you travel to Mexico,
and we documented that'd be insane.
Documented there was people who did that, by the way.
Like, yo, we probably accumulate a lot of
money.
There
were a group of individual Americans who did that. They went on the trail that these people take to go to cross the border, and they passed a few like shady places and shit like that. It was reported. They I don't know how they got through. Yeah, but they went through. They was like, yo, this is the path that they took. They saw all the people. You know what I mean? And
think about it. We can always say we do that, right? And we manage to do it about 3 times. If we get caught the 4th time, we could just be like, look, we're Americans. Look us up. Run our fingerprints. We just got lost in Mexico.
Word. That's a fact.
Yo, seriously, bro. Like, it's possible, man.
Don't play, though. You get caught somewhere.
Niggas might ask you for bread.
Oh, that's a fact.
Extort you.
Right. But I'm talking about as far as the American government. We reach the American, like, they get us. And then they're like, you're going back to Mexico, buddy.
People
actually, I'm going back to Jersey.
People in other countries, they could tell when you're American, like, within like 2 seconds sometimes, bro.
But
that American bop, bro.
Yeah,
Facts.
You got that drip, that American drip.
It was funny because there was a study that was shown. They said that the way you can tell if someone is American when they're having a conversation, they like to lean on things a lot. I was like, that was weird. I was like, do we like to lean on things?
Because we're lazy. That's why. Damn it. I'm just fucking around.
Oh,
nah.
You're not fucking around. You telling the truth.
Nah. I know a lot of hardworking Americans, man, to be honest. You feel me? There's a lot of hardworking Americans that...
I don't know any lazy people, to be honest with you. Most of the people that I surround myself, they're hardworking. They've got something that they participate in every day, and they're committed to what they're doing. So I don't really know too many lazy people, but you know, we don't associate ourselves with certain individuals.
You know what makes me a little uncomfortable, yo?
Yeah.
This conversation, or this topic even, was with what's going on with Texas. It makes me uncomfortable because there was a time where, on American soil, if we understand what history is, right, where people were telling, people of a different literal skin color, yo, we don't want you over here, go home, right? Some of them didn't have a choice, right?
Yeah.
Africans who were brought here to actually be here. I'm not only, like, there's also the natives that were here already too. You know what I'm saying? Who also are told, hey, go back home when they're already home.
Yeah.
I mean, there are Native Americans who look just like us, who live on American soil, who get told to go back to where they come from. Where they come from is America.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Right. I trust you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So it makes me uncomfortable because now we're in the future. What happened?
No, they took our jobs. jobs.
Yeah, see, now we in the future. We're like, yo, we worried about them taking. We worried about people from other countries taking our jobs.
Yo, you know what's so crazy?
And also like we're saying like, yo, yeah, like just come into the country. Like right now, I want to make it clear. We're saying to come into the country legally so that you're properly vetted, etc. What Texas is doing is the right thing. They're trying to protect
Do you
their border.
support them? Do you
I-
support? 100%. Yo, I'm gonna tell you
Yeah, I
right now.
support
The
Texas.
blunt of reality supports
I-
Texas and the other 25 states that are ensuring the protection of our American bodies. Yo, I'm gonna tell
Right.
you right now. We 100% believe in this.
Yeah.
Like-
I definitely do. You're talking
We
about.
see what other, a lot of other people don't see, man. We're not falling for this manipulation tactic that a lot of people, this ruse that people fall into. We're not. We understand what's going on, and we've been paying attention quite often. You know,
No is a powerful, powerful, powerful statement. And it's the right of all American citizens to express that powerful word of no. Not only that, to also be physically capable of defending whatever they own. And if they see something that's morally incorrect, they have the right to say to whoever, whether it be the government or whoever, no, that's not right. We're not going to let you do this. And this is what we're witnessing right now. If that makes any sense. That's what we're witnessing with what Texas is doing. And with the other 25 states that agree with Texas who say, yo, we got your back, dog.
you know, and interesting enough, right? Remember, I showed you that article. Well, it wasn't really an article. As of right now, there's an act that is being passed, or no, actually, I think it is passed, but it's called the Private Paramilitary Act of 2024. If you're someone like me or someone like you, right, who isn't satisfied with what's going on in the country, you know, it's within our own constitutional right to bear arms and fight said tyranny.
Yeah.
Now, with this act, it pretty much constricts you on what you can and cannot do when it comes to certain things. What are your thoughts on that?
I can only compare it to what's going on right now. What I forgot to even mention before was the fact that Joe Biden is under investigation. They're considering an impeachment inquiry on him right now. Or there is an impeachment inquiry on him right now because of the businesses that his family are involved in and the money that they've received from China and Ukraine.
Isn't that crazy though? Back-to-back presidents impeached. Now, if Biden was black, they'll try to bury him under the
Yeah.
Earth.
If
That's
Biden was black, he'd already be gone. His very son has.
They'd have bodied him already.
No, that's a fact. They would have. The thing is, they're doing what's going on right now. War is profitable. That's why people don't care right now. You have to understand. There's the deep state, the powers that be. War is always good. It makes money, dog, and it's evil, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Money comes with war. And now if you have a president who's also being who's in inquiry for being impeachment for a lot of things that's on documentation as far as him receiving money from other countries and also using his power to fire prosecutors in other countries that's investigating companies that are basically involved with his son, it's a lot.
Can you say that all over again?
So basically, Joe Biden has a son who was involved with businesses in Ukraine, right?
Yes.
Corporations. And there was a prosecutor in Ukraine years ago while Joe Biden was vice president who was like, yo, I'm looking into this company. And Joe Biden was like, yo, listen, we're not going to send this money over to Ukraine unless you fire this prosecutor. And that's exactly what happened, right? Now, there's other things in documentations that go into it as far as money. Because when you follow the money, that shit is it gets a little bit more scarier and scarier.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. He's had meetings with the business partners of his son, etc. And this people aren't paying attention to this, but it's corruption at its finest. Now you have the same president who's also supporting Ukraine, right? Pumping money over there where we have problems over here, like especially what's going on with Hawaii. People forgot about Hawaii. You gotta understand, there's American citizens that's going through stuff too. So when it comes to Texas border, and he's mad that they're trying to protect their own border. The issue, it's not making any sense right now.
And you know why it doesn't make any sense? Me listening to you right now. Imagine if I didn't know anything about what was going on in the country, and I was just a baby or something like that, or just a child listening to what you were saying. It sounds like this man is in cahoots with the very people who mean harm in his country. Right? Because all the evidence are pointing to someone who is corrupt and is willing to sacrifice the safety of its own American people. Right. And that is terrifying. All for the love of profit. All for the love of money. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about a greedy person or a greedy individual selling us out for profit. Right. And you see the evidence right here. It doesn't really take a rocket science. If I would have told one of my sons and I explained this to him without him knowing some of the information that I was talking about is right now, he would be like, yeah, Dad, it sounds like they're cheating. That's what he would say. It sounds like they're cheating, and this is what they're doing. They're cheating us of safety.
Right.
Seriously,
right.
man.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's what I believe, too. So there's a lot of complications that come into it all, but what's very clear is that the Joe Biden presidency, like his polls are low. Like they're running and scrambling because most of the country don't think he's even mentally capable right now. And this is the truth. They've done polls on this. The news is even saying, they keep asking questions to the lady. She's just, anyway. The press secretary. They keep asking her questions about Joe Biden. Like, yo, what do you say to people who say he's not all the way mentally there? I mean, he's not like decisions.
The clone is malfunctioning.
Exactly. Like the decisions this dude is making is like,
seriously.
Get
him a new clone out there, man.
When he started going downhill,
yeah.
When he looked into the camera, he was like, "What more do you want to know?
Yeah, facts.
What's wrong with you? Get the vat."
I remember that. Yo, that shit was...
Bruh, ever since then, it's been downhill. People started noticing, like, I'm like, yo, what's going on with this guy, bruh?
Yeah, he was on some malfunctioning type, you know? He was malfunctioning around that time. But, we're living in strange times, Blunteers. I want us to stay aware because history is in the making right now. You know, sometimes where back in school when they were teaching us about history and the American Revolution and things of that nature, the American Revolution is happening again.
Right.
And we need to be aware of what's going on. And it's, you know what's more disturbing? When you have your peers and a lot of the things that they're talking about are basketball games. It's okay. You could talk about basketball games. But when the only things that you focus on are only the minute things of what's going on in the country, it makes me not want to associate myself with you. Just watch the podcast and we'll teach you what you need to know, because some of the things that you guys are discussing are not important at all. What are your thoughts?
So these are my final thoughts on this, right? So entertainment, it's good to be entertained sometimes,
yes.
You know, because honestly, because I have family members who said this, and it made sense to me. I'm like, I tell them these facts, I tell them these things, and they're like, yo, how do you not go crazy? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's the truth, because if you're constantly looking up bad news that's so effed up around the world, some people do fall into some sort of depression.
Oh my God.
It's just the truth. Now, that's the devil's advocate on that side, but my final thoughts are this, right? Blunteers, do your own research, like we always say. Mm-hmm. Do your own research. Understand that, don't always believe what they are telling you. And I know you know what I mean by they. You understand what I'm saying? So do your own research. Read documentations. Read. We're gonna post that the act that you read earlier. Also, we can post that under the video for you guys to read, to do your own research when it comes to that.
Throat issues, guys. So pardon me.
Oh my God.
Pause. Okay, God damn, that's what y'all wanted to hear?
Please pause that, my nigga. Please. I got to pause on that. On that, Blunteers. This is the Blunt of Reality. We at the Courageous Cats Studio Lounge, sponsored by the Courageous Cats Studio Lounge. Now, I mean, shout out Zoo Productions. You feel me? Like, share, subscribe,
comment. Guys, look, we are here. We are going to let you know what's going on in the country, man. Just talk to us. Engage with us. That's why we're here, you know?
That's a fact.
We're here for you guys. We're not just here for us. Although we like to do what we do. We love this. We love teaching you guys more. We love interacting with you guys more. So hit that button.
We're going to catch you next time.
Yes.